Hello there, it's Satellite transmitting to your screens. Today we will be reviewing BeamNG.Drive version 0.19.4.2 by BeamNG. So let's have a look. BeamNG.Drive is a driving game with a focus on the simulation of soft body deformation. In short, this means incredibly well simulated damage in which vehicles can twist and turn, bend, flex, and brake. You can watch vehicles go from pristine condition cars booming along country roads to mangled wrecks in mere moments, which often left me feeling a little disturbed actually. I remember first seeing this soft body simulation in Grand Theft Auto 4, which for some reason they scaled back in GTA 5. However, BeamNG.Drive takes the limiters off completely and really allows you to create wrecks of cars unrecognisable from their original state. The driving is very realistic too, and different cars handle very differently from each other. Driving buses and trucks really feel like they have weight behind them, and driving small nippy vehicles really do feel light. There used to be a garage feature in the game that allowed you to modify and tweak the performance of cars and then save them to use in your world later. However, this feature has unfortunately been removed in preparation for an updated and hopefully even better version. There is, however, an option in the menu to tweak the vehicle stats on the fly, like paint design and colour, brake force, fuel amount, wheel alignment and tyre pressure. It comes alongside an environment editor that lets you change things like time of day, weather, gravity and simulation speed. For when you are using the gamepad, the game has a simplified radial wheel in which you can control certain functions of the vehicle, such as turning the lights and engine on and off. You can also use that same menu for controlling AI, like giving simple chase or flee commands. The radial menu usually adds extra segments depending on what vehicle you are using, so you can control specific elements of that vehicle, like for example lowering and opening the doors if using a bus. There is also the ability to brake your car, and blow it up too. The gameplay revolves around choosing select scenarios like chases, races, stunts and time trials that you can load up, and some of them are very fun. I especially like the police chase ones. If you do like racing, I'd say BeamNG.Drive is for the more chaotic racer, like myself, who likes to ram his opponents off the road, only with the added satisfaction of watching that unique BeamNG destruction aftermath. The AI will certainly not think twice about driving into you as if they don't know you're there, which I'm guessing they don't. There's a nice set of bus driver scenarios that let you take a bus drive and carry invisible passengers from stop to stop, and I really enjoyed it with the AI traffic turned on. The AI traffic is really bad and you constantly find them crashing or as already crashed wrecks at the side of the road, which actually makes for fun obstacles to get around with your bus. At first I was carefully trying to get around them without so much as scratching my bus, but then after a collision I found I could knock them off the road with little effect on the performance of my bus. And henceforth, I became the bus driver of the apocalypse, crashing all out of my way. The game also offers a Tron-like light racer option that tries to be a bit like the game Distance, but I didn't like this mode, so I'm just not going to talk about it. The main complaint I have with BeamNG.Drive as a game rather than a tech demonstration is that there is no core gameplay to it. It's like an assortment of activities that you can do if you want, with no reward for doing any of it. You get a few maps to free drive around, which, don't get me wrong, are very well detailed, but don't offer anything to do in them on their own. It's very much like BeamNG.Drive is saying, well, we've got all the components here, make your own fun. It reminds me a bit of the Stuntman Constructor mode from the PS2. I feel you really need at least a controller to enjoy the game and drive the vehicles properly, but you'll have way more fun if you have a wheel and pedals. I don't have that unfortunately, but I did once download it at a friend's house that did, and it was a really amazing experience. It has its own inbuilt mod support that allows you to download all sorts of vehicles, maps and custom scenarios that do add a lot of extra longevity to the game as well. The optimization for the game is fairly good at a constant 60 frames per second most of the time, though trying to simulate any more than say 3 or 4 cars, the game would start to drop down into the 50s and 40s. I like the game graphically, and I especially like the interiors of the vehicles that are beautifully modelled with all dashboard components working as they should. The price for BeamNG.Drive is right for what is on offer at £18.99 or £14.81 if you buy it in the Steam Summer Sale. For that, you are getting a driving experience with a physics simulation not seen to this degree anywhere else, which alone is worth it, especially if you are a car enthusiast. To be honest with you, I feel I may be reviewing BeamNG.Drive at the wrong time at the moment, as I think it is in a time of transition, with the garage feature planned to be re-implemented and a career mode button greyed out on the menu screen, which will hopefully add that core gameplay component I feel it needs. However, that is the beauty of my channel, as it plans to return to many of the games it reviews, so we will see if BeamNG.Drive pulls more features out of the bag in the future. Ultimately, I think there'll be three types of people who will be interested in the game as it currently stands. 1. People who have a love for cars and automation. 2. People who have a love for technology and want to see the technical marvel of the physics engine. And 3. People who just want to destroy stuff. In conclusion then, BeamNG.Drive is perhaps a vision of the not too distant future for what all car games will be like with its amazing physics engine. It does have some decent scenarios that can keep you occupied for hours, but I think it just needs that central support pillar to glue the whole thing together in terms of reviewing BeamNG.Drive as a game rather than a tech demo. That about wraps up the video for today then. If you'd like to join me where I'll be coming back into orbit of this game or for my new reviews of other games in the weeks to pass, then please do subscribe to tune your receivers into the next satellite broadcast. Until then, bye bye.